2, 1.
Welcome back, guys. Hey, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Check out Eigenbros.com. Check out Eigenbros on Instagram, Eigenbros on Twitter, Eigenbros2 on TikTok. And then patrons. Thank you a million times, guys. Once again, make sure you check out our Patreon if you want to, sign up and see if you want to enjoy a 30-minute audio podcast every week. It's patreon.com/Eigenbros. Me and Juan try to at least put up a audio podcast every week, so check that out. And so the name of the game today is what's the episode title? I don't know yet.
We're not sure what it's going to be titled, but if you click this, you're in for a treat.
Yeah.
Because
probably not. This is a trend that's like a year too late.
maybe 5 years too late.
5? No, not 5. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, tier lists?
5 years? No.
Maybe. I remember tiers being.
I thought they got popular during the quarantine.
Oh, I think they were around
pre-quarantine.
Maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years.
Maybe
more
2 years.
realistic.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe 2 years too late. We'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
either way.
Yeah.
Either way, no one's done it like we have.
Right.
So screw you, whoever you detractors are.
Well, I kind of got inspired by Eric. Eric from what's his channel called? I don't know what his channel's called, but he's on Twitch.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look him up.
Well, shout out Eric. You're really.
Yeah, because he did his tier list thing maybe a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look him up.
Well, either way, we're doing a tier list on Physicist today, and for those of you that know us, you might have guessed. You might have some guess, but then you might have. Damn, did I even say that right? You might have guessed some appropriately that would be on the S tier.
Right. Just note that Juan is coming off of work and we're doing this at night, so
I have worked.
If we're saying stupid things, bear with us.
Yeah, let's just say I work for an essential service industry, right. And it's very. I've been working a lot of hours.
They're essentially using the shit out of you.
And essentially exploiting me, and I'm going to quit.
Oh, well, I can't find it. It's Eric Aspling, but I don't know what his Twitter name is.
It's fine.
Or his Twitch name. It might just be Eric Aspling.
Yeah, but
Eric
shout out
Aspling,
Eric.
Shout out to you, bro. Got inspired by your tier list, so I figured we'd do one as well. I even saw his tier list, I think, on the tier maker. But yeah, let's jump to it.
Yeah, this is the Physicist.
Yeah, so basically this list is not just physicists. I have it as physicists and mathematicians, and I figure we just rate them on, S tier to D tier.
Yeah.
Who's S class, who's D class, and just explain our reasoning.
Okay.
What do you think?
I like it.
Sound good?
I like it. As you can see in the image here, we got this whole school of people here. Let's kind of go through the list just so people can kind of know.
Yeah, if you look around, I put a description on there with all the names, so I wonder if it actually has them, and maybe you can even guess first. You have to scroll. It doesn't actually have a nice feature where you can just click.
You just scroll? What do you mean scroll? Hover over them or something?
No, I don't think it's on here.
Well, either way, I can kind of just name them off. I mean, the first
Let's
guy.
see if you can get them all.
The first guy, I'm sure I've met him at Walmart before.
That is Joe Biden, is it?
Who is that?
Do you know?
Who that is? No. Do you know?
That is Andrew Wiles. I made this list, so I know them all. Yeah.
Oh, I know Andrew Wiles.
Yeah.
Me and him go way back. 70s.
Back a while, you would say, huh?
Wow. I love it.
I'm making the dad jokes this episode.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
Next.
Vile. He's a big guy, right? He's known for. Did he work in high energy?
Mm-mm.
What did he work in? Condensed matter?
Mm-mm.
I mean, he's done some crossover stuff in condensed matter for sure. But
no. Should we go on them all though yet?
Yeah. Why
because
not?
you want to just rate them now as we go?
No. I just want to kind of give a background, I guess.
But I figure we do that as we.
Oh, true. Andrew Vile. Okay, so Andrew.
Because we're gonna do it anyway. You know what I mean?
You're 100% right.
Yeah.
Brian Cox. We got Brian Greene.
Yep. This one's a little tougher.
I've seen this guy too. So
Yeah. We did an episode on him. I'll give you that hint.
Oh, okay.
Or
I was
related
gonna say
to
I
him.
saw him at Target instead of Walmart.
Yeah, he's a little fancier, huh?
Yeah. I actually don't know who that is. Who is that?
That is Cian Yang.
Hmm.
Okay, next. This
Mm,
next guy might be a little bit tougher as well.
no. This guy I know from
Oh, yes, you would know.
Constructor Theory, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember his name, though?
Yeah, David Blaine.
David is good, but Deutsch is his last name.
Yeah. He's a magic guy.
Yeah.
David Deutsch. And then the legendary Chad physicist himself.
The man.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Except you're drawing a blank on his
Except
name.
I'm
Come on, Juan. He's like the
Feel like
podcast mascot at this
It's
point.
too late. It's too late in the day for me.
Ed.
Ed Whitten.
There you go.
Yeah. Ed Dubs. Ed Dubs is
Ed
like call him.
Dubsky.
Ed Dubsky, the winner. And the next guy is I'm sure he's written a textbook. He looks like a kind of guy
Yeah, probably.
who's written a physics textbook. Who is this guy?
That is. Hold up. Who is that?
You're like, who is that guy?
Oh, that is Gabrielle Veneziano.
Okay. Don't know who that is, but
Yeah.
let's call him V. And then
Mhm.
the next guy, he's the PBS Spacetime guy, right?
I feel like the PBS guy would be insulted by that.
Really?
Well, maybe not, because his credentials are pretty legit.
So who's
but
this guy?
I think he looks much better than him.
Okay.
This is
gotcha.
Gregory Perlman.
Oh, Perlman. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah. And then the next guy is Juan Maldacena,
Mm-hmm.
legend. Whoops.
Yes.
And then we got Kip Thorne
Yep. Correct.
as a wild guess. I don't know how that came into my brain, but it
You
did.
got it.
And the next guy, I don't know. This
He might be
next
a little
guy's,
tougher.
I'm gonna roast him a little bit. The man has not given up on his hair. Let me just say that.
He's riding strong.
Dude, his forehead goes all the way back.
Hey, I can't speak. I got no
But
dog in this fight.
at least you like the way he has it. He's got like a, I don't know. He's
It's
got
domed
long
up.
hair. He's
Yeah.
got long hair in the back. It's like a mullet, but it's all business in the front for sure.
It's like a halo.
Exactly.
A halo of hair.
Yes, thank you. And then the
You
next
know,
guy.
no, wait. Do you know who he is?
No, I don't know who that is.
Lee Smullin.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Damn, I never put a name to the face, but there
Oh,
it is.
okay. So you recognize who his name is,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Good.
And the next guy, this guy's always strict me as a cool guy, but
Mhm.
he seems like the coolest guy on this whole list.
Probably. I probably agree with that. He seems like he's had the most.
Life experience
Yeah.
too.
I feel like if he was trapped in the hood, he could survive.
Yeah, 100%. He would get along with. He would dab people
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
He just seems like
He's got the most street cred of all.
Yeah,
of them,
100%. And
Kip
then,
Thorne maybe too, but that guy definitely for sure.
Yeah. Kip Thorne looks like the kind of guy you'd be afraid of in the hood.
He's like, you're in here with me.
He looks like a cellmate, a prison cellmate
Right.
that you
He
don't.
kind of looks like Rorschach too from the movie.
No, but the guy we were just talking about is the one and only Leonard Tuskin.
Indeed.
Yeah, Leonard Tuskin.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding. Next guy, I was gonna say looks like Papa John's, but that's actually
That's exactly what I thought when I got that headshot of him.
it's actually Max. I was gonna say Max. Damn it, Max
Mhm.
Tegmark.
On the mark.
I was thinking Max Kellerman, but that's a sports analyst guy. Shout out Max Kellerman. Max Tegmark.
Mhm. Correct.
Yeah, and then we got the one and only Mickey Okaku,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got the other esteemed prolific science commentator,
Mm-hmm.
the one and only. I was gonna say your name, like full name. Full
Oh, good. I'm
full
glad
government
you.
name, and I stopped myself.
We could have edited that out though, but good job. You stopped
No,
yourself.
yeah. I mean, we got Neil deGrasse Tyson here. Yeah, and then the next guy. Oof, actually, that guy looks familiar, but I'm not sure
Mhm.
who that is.
That is Neema Ahmed.
Next one is Santa Claus to keep up with the Christmas thing.
Exactly. It's getting close to that time.
Actually, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's gonna be more of a hard one. He's actually kind of well. Yeah, I'll just save it for later. But it's Peter Shore.
Oh, okay.
You might recognize the last name.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the next guy, I was going to say we've seen the previous guy was the guy we saw in I'm sure he's had a role in Jurassic Park.
Who, Peter?
Yeah. No, Shore, was it Peter Shore?
Yeah, that's him.
Who's the next guy?
You don't know?
I don't know who that is.
You're gonna be disappointed.
Oh no,
if
I
tell
do know
you.
who that is.
Okay.
I do know who that is, but damn, I haven't seen. That's a recent picture, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oof.
Oh, so that might be throwing you off. He looks a lot older.
He's getting old.
Yeah.
Damn.
But you should know who he is.
I
This is
do
gonna
know
be
who he is.
This is kind of a insult to not know who he is.
No, it's not. But I'm
Physicist.
blanking. I'm blanking on his name only because I'm so sleep deprived.
Okay, well it's Roger Penrose.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Sir Roger Penrose. He's been knighted. So
Mm-hmm.
please get that right next time. Terence.
True. That's good how you flip the script back on me. I'm impressed. That's good.
This lady, she's big.
Yes. Hint, she blocked us on Twitter.
Oh, she blocked you on Twitter. Not
Yes.
me.
Well, we're both in this
She blocked
together.
the brand.
Juan.
She blocked the brand on Twitter.
Right.
I don't know. Who is it?
Sabine Hossenfelder.
Oh, Hossenfelder.
Mhm.
She blocked you, bro?
I know. I'm like,
What did
Sabine,
you
I
do?
love you.
What did you do?
Don't block me,
Terence?
baby. I just said she thought I was a climate change denier, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember you did hit on that.
You know how it goes, man. With Twitter, you type the wrong thing in the wrong way, and people think you're saying one thing, and then
Yep.
that's all she wrote.
Yep.
Anyway,
That's
continue
all
on.
she blocked, really. The next guy really needs no introduction. Sean
Mhm.
Carroll.
The man.
Yeah.
And lastly,
And lastly, what I think is probably the only mathematician I know,
right? That's why he made the list.
Terence Tao.
Terence Tao.
Yeah.
Good job.
Crazy.
Pretty
and
good.
I love his style too. He's got a banana, like a plaid, no, plain
Mm-hmm.
plain yellow polo banana shirt.
Yeah.
Really out of element with everyone else.
Oh, you think?
So I like that. I like that, Terence.
Yeah, he does kind of like stand out a little bit.
Yeah.
Peter Shore's got some color to him though too.
He's got a little swag. him and maybe we can create another tier list for which physicist has the most swag. Has the most
Right.
Well, it's not swag anymore. I'm sorry. I've dated myself.
Yeah, it's drip now. Yeah, I try to not say swag too, but you know it's hard.
But it's coming back. The kids kind of have the kids that grew up in the 2000s are like nostalgic about swag.
You think?
Ironically.
Okay.
So it's getting there. It's coming back.
Nice. So we're cool the more ironic we
Yeah.
are.
As always. But all right. So now that we introduced the whole cast,
Yeah. Let's get to rating.
let's get to rating them. Yeah.
So let's go down the list. What do you say? Just start from the top.
Vile, man. This
Yeah.
guy.
Andrew Wiles.
Andrew Viles.
Wiles, yeah, I guess.
Weyls.
Well, I think he's English, so I think it's maybe just Wiles.
Viles. Yeah.
Yeah. Not German. Because that'd be like Vilas or something, and that it's not German.
Mhm. Well, he. Should we compare notes here
Sure.
as a
Let's
cross
not go
reference?
too slow, though.
No, but I do want to cross reference the old Wikipedia for
Sure.
those of you that don't really know. Sorry, I had a little something in my throat there, but Andrew Wiles is a American. No, he's a British physicist.
Is he American? Maybe he's American. I fucked up.
No,
Check
no,
that.
No. I think he's we're gonna edit
I thought he
this
was
part.
English, but I'm not sure.
I'm gonna
Maybe
edit-
not.
I'm
That's
gonna
wrong.
cut this off right where I'm gonna read the Wikipedia. Here we go. So Andrew Weil is a American. What the? My bad.
What?
Wow, dude.
What?
Hold on. We're definitely gonna edit this out. Hold on.
Oh, you exit out the whole thing.
No, it just pulled up a different.
Oh, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wiles is his name. With an S at the end.
What the fuck? How do you spell his name?
Wiles.
Okay, here we go.
Type of mathematician. Yeah.
Okay, here we go, folks. Okay. Sir Andrew John Wiles. So, who do we have here? We have Sir Andrew John Wiles.
Okay.
He's an English mathematician and a Royal Society research professor
Hmm.
at Oxford. He specializes in number theory. And he was awarded the Abel Prize and the 2017 Copley Medal of the Royal Society. He was knighted, as I don't know why that's still a thing, but it is. And
But we know him in particular for one.
yeah,
Thing.
he's known for proving the Taniyama-Shimura conjecture for semi-stable elliptic curves.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I don't
Curves,
know what the fuck that is.
Curves, thereby proving Fermat's last theorem.
Ah, okay. There we go.
Proving the main conjecture of Iwasawa theory.
Right. So Fermat's last theorem, basically he solved the Fermat's last theorem.
He solved a problem that has been, that was pretty much
hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years 1670 was. Woof. No, 1637 was when it was first stated.
Right.
And the proof came in 1994.
Right.
Because of him.
Damn. I think that's a big ass. There's a big win for Andrew.
Galaxy brain.
So what would you say for him?
Well, for the record, he also developed, like they were saying, he basically developed multiple fields.
Yeah,
in math.
With that one discovery, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think pretty much, I'm just going to throw it out there, that automatically qualifies you at least for A tier.
At least for A tier, yes.
Minimum.
I'm going to be brave enough to say he's already S tier for me.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's S tier for me as well.
He's S tier already.
If you're solving fucking 100-year-old problems that are as big of a deal as Fermat's last theorem, I think you're automatically in S tier pretty much.
Yeah. And some of you listening might be like, what the hell? Like, what? It's a simple theorem. I mean, it's A to the power n plus B to the power n equals C to the power n.
Right. Now, prove that hold true for every single integer event or something. I think that's what it is it not?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. So good. So that's S tier. So what about Brian Cox? So Brian Cox, we know him. We love him. He's the another English science, physics popularizer. You see him on...
Yeah.
You've seen him probably on Discovery Channel, all these kind of things, and I don't remember what the British versions of those stuffs are.
BBC is BBC Science.
Yeah, BBC Science.
Yeah.
Big Brian Cox.
Stop.
Okay, I'll stop.
Stop it. Don't do it.
But
Brian is he's kind of he's a science popularizer, but what makes him interesting is that yes, he is a physicist, but he was also a former musician.
Right.
Yeah.
He's giving some points in my book.
Yeah. That does give him some, because now he has some added dimension.
Right.
About himself.
Right.
Not only is he a physicist, but he also had time to do music.
Right.
Yeah. Which is kind of like,
cool guy.
Which is kind of polymath territory.
Right.
If you really want to like get big brained about it. He
right.
wrote.
He's earned the ability to wear leather jackets.
Yeah. Yeah. He's let's see what he's known for. He's known for writing several books, but he is his band was called D Ream.
D Ream? Okay.
D.
How do you spell that?
D:"Ream.
Okay.
Terrible name, but
I won't hate.
I won't hate too much, but essentially he's just
like dream. That is stupid.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fail. That's bad.
Yeah, Cox was he was a keyboard player for the British bands D Ream and Dare.
I was a keyboard player.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always assumed he was a guitarist / singer. I guess he looks kind of like Julian Casablancas a little bit.
Does, yeah. But essentially, yeah, he he studied physics at the University of Manchester, and he got his BS in physics and ended up getting honors and stuff.
Mm.
And then after he finished the band stuff and touring and doing all that stuff, he completed his PhD in particle physics.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you say? Let's not dwell too much on Brian. What do
Well,
you think? So his
I'm gonna say
academic credentials, I wouldn't say are super impressive, but he is pretty well known in the popularizer world.
yeah.
You know, he's a legit scientist, got his PhD and everything. I mean,
Yeah, he was a researcher. I mean, he worked at the LHC for some time.
yeah.
And he's written several books on several topics, but
Yeah.
Terence, you're putting him at B?
Yeah, I feel like for me, at least for Brian Cox, he's a pretty good explainer, popularizer. I don't know if he's my favorite. He's good, though. Definitely has high intellectual integrity. And, of course, his academic background is not stellar, but, you know, whatever. I mean, it's good enough. I think I'd put him as B. B for Brian.
What about you? What do you
I'm
think?
I'm putting him up at C.
At C. Oh, okay. So explain. Why do you think C?
Well, his CV doesn't strike me very well. No, I'm just kidding. I think if we're...
For comparing all of them.
Yeah, I think when I'm comparing all of them, he is going to end up in the C tier only because, and you'll see this is a trend, but because when you take a role as a science communicator, you kind of take a backseat on everything else.
Yeah, yeah.
And writing like about topics that are popular science topics, you kind of just get lost in,
The sauce.
lost in the sauce, man. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was trying to grade him fairly by saying, like, in comparison to other popularizers as well. But I guess since we have them all in the mix,
Yeah.
I think I'll agree with your C.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go next. The next guy, of course, another popularizer, we have Brian Greene.
Ooh, another Brian.
Yeah, they're actually two different guys.
This one's the American version, though.
Yeah, exactly. He's right. It's like they had the British office and then they had the American office. These are the two Brians of the science community.
Of the physics community. Oh, dude, that's so
Right.
funny.
Now,
So-
Brian Cox is definitely, I think, has more of a pedigree than Brian. I'm sorry, Brian Greene has more pedigree than Brian Cox, I believe.
Yes, he does. Because for one, Brian Greene didn't kind of take like a skirt and do music for a while.
Right.
He's always.
And he was born and raised.
He's like Bane of physics. He was born and raised a physicist, basically. His
Really?
parents.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's been in the game for a long time.
Wow.
He's one of these guys that started as a physicist
Mhm.
because his wild excursion was to go to liberal arts.
Mhm.
If you remember from the Joe Rogan episode that he was on,
Mhm.
he was describing how he kind of took a little divergence when he went to like liberal arts for a
Yeah.
little bit and then returned to physics.
That was his wild.
Yeah, that was
side.
his wild stint in college.
That was what are they
Reading Shakespeare.
Yeah, what are the people in who are Mormon? They kind of have like this little.
Oh, the Rumspringa.
That's his rub spring.
Right. So yeah,
And he
living on the wild side, Brian.
Yeah, while at Oxford, he studied piano. That was his wild stint.
Okay,
He
so
did
him and Brian
music.
Cox both are piano players then.
Yeah, but he went to Magdalen College, Oxford, and yeah, he's a very esteemed physicist.
String theorist.
Yeah, string theorist, and he wrote numerous books. I mean, The Elegant Universe, Fabric of Cosmos, Hidden Reality.
Right. So yeah, so what do you put him as?
I'm gonna throw him at C for now.
Really, see.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit higher than Brian Cox, I would say, although I think I tend to like Brian Cox's science content more, but I do like Brian Greene's books a lot more.
Yeah,
I think his books are fucking pretty damn good.
I think they're a little bit deeper than Brian's stuff, but I've never seen Brian like. Here's the thing with Brian Cox. Sorry, they're both Brian.
Yeah.
I've never seen Cox go deeply into a subject. I think because him being a high energy field, particle field theorist or whatever, he's also an experimentalist from the sound of it.
Right.
So like, experimentalists are a lot more down to earth and grounded and stuff.
Right.
But,
Whereas Greene has the theoretical background, so he's a lot deeper, you could say.
Yeah,
quote unquote.
He's got a lot more depth, I guess, to talk about. So
Right.
he's probably, to me, he's almost B tier. But he's still.
So I guess with your C and my B, almost B, I guess we'll put him at C.
He's still at C. Yeah.
All right.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. So next up on the list, we got C.N. Yang.
I don't know anything about C and Yang, bro.
So yeah, C.N. Yang is one of the guys who basically came up with Yang-Mills theory, which you might understand.
Oh yeah.
Which basically kind of unified the strong and the electroweak force. Kind of a humongous deal.
And created,
I think it has to do with the SU2, SU cross SU3. Maybe it's all of them, but I know SU2 cross SU3 cross U1 is the group. The groups associated with the standard model.
Yeah, it unifies the
Strong and the
electromagnetic
electroweak
force and weak forces. Yeah.
Right, and the strong force, I believe,
as well as
too.
Quantum chromodynamics.
Right, which is the strong force.
Yes.
So it's pretty much the standard model.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
he
the
kind
standard
of,
model.
in some sense, invented the standard model in some sense. Well, I guess I don't
pretty
want to say
much.
that, but
I mean, yeah, that's what.
it's a huge part in it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so
It forms the basis of the standard model.
Right.
Model.
So C.N. Yang,
I'm just gonna throw my vote out there.
S tier.
I mean,
Okay.
this is as close to a theory of everything as you're gonna get, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that kind of speaks for itself. I think C.N. Yang probably gets S tier.
Yeah. C and Yang, which is Yang Chen. I can't pronounce. Damn it! I can't pronounce Chinese.
let me
for
see.
shit.
I don't know Chinese though.
Did you say that?
I'll just say Chen and Yang. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Chinese.
Well, anyway.
Anyone in the Chinese audience, you can tell us the right pronunciation.
I'm gonna agree with you, man. That he is S tier. I mean, you basically help build the math. Well, here's kind of the thing. It's hyphenated,
Yeah.
so it's like he kind of helped work on the thing.
Right.
And I know Yang-Mills is theoretically it's.
But Yang is one of the leaders on that for sure.
Because I know it had to kind of. Because Kaluza-Klein there's a Kaluza-Klein theory that kind of had to predated the Yang-Mills theory. So I'm almost inclined to put him in A tier, but
I don't know.
the fact that he had such an imposing, it had such an imposing and lasting effect, then yeah, I guess S tier is good.
All right, so moving on, we also got David Deutsch.
David Deutsch, quantum computer guy.
Right. So I think
They give him the credit for coming up with the first quantum commutation or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you know him from constructor theory, his work with Chiara Marletto. David Deutsch, what do you think?
I think he still needs some time. So we got to put him in the A tier though.
I'm thinking A tier as well.
Because quantum commutation is a huge deal.
Yeah, but I
I got to look up exactly what
his
he
stuff. His stuff is still. You still need a couple, maybe decades, to see the lasting effects of the foundation that he laid with his research. So, but it's still. He's still one of the most prominent guys in the field. So I'm gonna put him in A tier.
did. Okay. A tier sounds pretty reasonable to me as well.
Because I mean, you look at a lot of the groundwork for quantum information and quantum computation stuff. He's one of the founding people.
Right. He's basically, so let's see. So he pioneered the field of quantum computation by formulating the description for a quantum Turing machine. Pretty huge.
Pretty huge. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know the magnitude just yet for him to be like legacy type person.
So once we actually see the route that quantum computing is going to take in more light,
Then he might get to that S tier.
Yeah,
I see what
that's
you mean.
my take.
All right, so next up, the
Edwin,
granddaddy,
this one's
the
easy.
father.
S tier.
S tier.
This one's easy.
I mean, when you're unifying like 10 different string theories at once, you know,
String daddy.
string daddy all day. We're a little biased here, but string zaddy, as I like to also call him.
I mean, Ed Witten's a goddamn gargantuan.
I mean,
The guy's smart as fuck. He was a history major in college because he was too sick of being so smart. He's like, I got to dumb myself down. Just study history.
yeah, he's like,
But
I
then
gotta.
they pulled him back like Batman,
Yeah.
shining the Ed beacon in the sky and said, we need you, man.
Exactly.
They said, fine, I'll unify all of string theory.
Yeah. Fine. He's like Thanos. I'll do it. I'll unify all these strings
Right.
or whatever the hell he did. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I think that's all we need to say. Ed Witten,
Ed Witten, and also great chin, by the way.
yeah, strong.
Strong.
A Chad for sure.
Anyway, next up is Gabrielle Veneziano. So this guy is interesting because he is the one who basically is the father of string theory. So he's the discoverer of string theory, pretty much, they would say. The one who kind of had the first conception of it.
Well, what was that? What was that conception? Do you remember?
I
Can you
didn't
give
get
me-
into the
can you give me a
details,
little
and
quick,
I didn't study enough
Can you
to
give me
really
his
say.
name again?
His name is Gabrielle Veneziano. If you just type in Veneziano, Veneziano, and physics, it should come up. So he's got to do with the first conceptions of string theory, which I would say pretty much qualifies him for this list as at least
I'm throwing him an A tier at the beginning.
Yeah,
although
he's-
we don't know what's the deal with string theory, but the string theory is just such a brilliant theory of physics. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
denying how interesting it is.
He's Italian. He's
Veneziano, in case I gave it away.
Veneziano. He discovered. So here's the thing with he first formulated the foundation of string theory in 1968. He discovered a string picture that could describe the interaction of strongly interacting particles.
Hmm.
He discovered that the Euler beta function, interpreted as a scattering amplitude, has many of the features needed to explain the physical properties of strongly interacting particles. This amplitude, known as the Veneziano amplitude, is interpreted as a scattering amplitude for 4 open string tachyons.
Hmm.
His work is now considered the founding of string theory. Yeah, it would lead to a new theory of quantum gravity.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, he published a paper in 1991 that shows the inflationary model, cosmological model, can be obtained from string theory.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, he's still working to this day. He's
Right. He's alive. All these people I have on this list are all alive,
yeah,
living. So what would you say? I put him
Yeah,
in A
A
tier.
tier.
What do you think?
A tier, same thing. You don't really know. He's a big player in the game, but you don't really know if their findings have lasting impact,
Right.
like legacy level impact.
So this next guy, I'm just gonna throw him on S immediately.
Wow, this guy looks young too. Who the hell is this guy?
So this guy is Gregory Perlman. So
why?
if you recognize the name
I
Perlman,
do.
he's the guy that solved one of the millennial problems. So he solved the Poincare conjecture. That's hundreds of years standing problem. Mathematician.
Another guy who is this the guy that worked at Subway or I know
No,
we tell
this
the
is-
story a lot, but
This is the guy who lives with his mother and turned down the Millennial Prize money.
Because he's just too fucking gangster. He said, I don't want your fucking money.
But yeah,
Perlman is an interesting guy because he basically came out of out of nowhere and just solved this thing. Didn't work with anyone.
he's
pretty
55
much.
years old.
Right. And yeah, he just is a recluse who works on math problems all day. And I gave him an S tier because I feel like automatically if you're solving a millennial problem, you pretty much qualify for S tier list.
Yeah, he literally, wow, award. I'm gonna read his awards, everybody. St. Petersburg, he declined the EMS prize in 1996. Is the European Congress of Mathematics. It recognizes excellent contributions in mathematics by young researchers. He declined it. He said, "I don't want your stupid prize." He's Russian, by the way. I don't need your money. He also declined in 2006 the Fields Medal.
The most prestigious math award.
And in 2010, he declined the Millennium Prize.
Wow.
I don't need your stupid awards.
He just spit on all
What a
your
gangster.
shit.
Wow. Now, we should have a G tier at the gangster tier. That is 100%.
Right.
Thug tier. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that's crazy. Man.
Perlman's an interesting guy because he just doesn't want any part of any of this shit.
He
and just
rules.
wants to solve problems.
He rules. I like him.
So he's
Yeah,
basically the ultimate.
S tier. I mean, he's young as hell. He's probably
Right.
the youngest already on the top. The S tier. He's the youngest.
That's pretty crazy.
He could come in on another millennial problem here in a bit. He's probably working on something. All right, next guy here.
Juan Maldacena.
Juan Maldacena. Now, I don't actually know his credentials. I was hoping that you might know something. Juan, so I'm just going to throw him on A for now.
He's.
I know he's a big-ass deal.
He's huge. He's huge. He helped. He's helping. Actually, hold on. Let me. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Does he have to do with string theory?
Yeah, but most importantly, he helped unify this field. Hold on. You looking him up? Or what?
Yeah, we can both look him up.
No, it's because I'm depleting, but we'll just cut it. We'll just cut it.
Let's see.
you
So
look it
Juan
up.
Maldacena.
Yes.
So say Juan Martin Maldacena is a theoretical physicist and the Carl P. Feinberg Professor in the School of Natural Sciences at the Institute for Advanced Study. He has made significant contributions to the foundations of string theory and quantum gravity. His most famous discovery is the ADS-CFT correspondence. So that's the anti-de Sitter space conformal field theory correspondence of realization of the holographic principle in string theory. Ooh, so there's some fancy stuff.
Yeah.
So you always hear high-level theorists talking about anti-de Sitter space. It sounds like one of these badass kind of concepts that I always feel a little bit left out of the conversation when they start talking about it.
Yeah. We have to put him in S tier because other physicists revere him. That's the thing with. There was a conference, a famous. I don't know. There was like a famous conference, I think, in the mid 2010s or something. And they asked all the physicists, who's the smartest physicist here?
Yeah.
And they all said Juan Maldacena.
Wow. I think that says it all then.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to think that other people would humble themselves and be like, yeah, this guy's
Right. This guy's next level.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
So next-
I mean, his ADS, I can't even say it.
ADS-CFT?
Yeah. Again, has like, I would put him in the A tier only because like, it's one of these things that's like, it's such a ground changing thing. In terms of like helping unify like it. Oh, fuck, I'm trying to remember
Conformal field
slowly.
theories.
Yeah, and it basically tried to answer why black holes. What happens to quantum phenomena at the interface of black holes? Like, how is information exchanged? Right? Like, is information stored, or you know what I mean? Like, what happens to the spin states of?
Not exactly.
What happens to the spin states of quantum material, quantum stuff, like particles that come into a black hole? Like, all that information can't just fucking disappear.
Okay, so it has to do with some kind of with information conservation, something.
Yeah,
like
that it's a very it's a very it raises a very fundamental question, and like it has potential to be like very lasting, deep impacts. But essentially, he helps solve a big glaring problem in like how we deal with black hole information.
I see.
And that puts him in the S tier for a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's leave him there.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think to the people outside, I think of the field would put him in A tier. But
I see.
I think other physicists revere him.
Gotcha. All right.
Kip Thorne.
Kip Thorne, I'm going to throw him on A immediately.
Why?
So, because Kip Thorne is the guy responsible for gravitational waves, he also, or detecting them, he's one of the guys out of three, I think. And he basically won the Nobel Prize for it. So it says he's an American theoretical physicist known for his contribution in gravitational physics and astrophysics, a longtime friend and colleague of Stephen Hawking and Carl Sagan. He was a Richard P. Feynman Professor of Theoretical Physics, and is one of the world-leading experts on astrophysical implications of Einstein's general theory of relativity. God, I can't speak. He continues to do scientific research and scientific consulting. He also worked on the Nolan film Interstellar.
Yeah. So he automatically gets some points there for me.
So it says, for his decisive contributions to the LIGO detector and the observation of gravitational waves, he got his prize, along with Barry Barish, and Rainer Weiss. So, yeah, I mean, he's a theoretical physicist. LIGO detector. I mean, LIGO is one of the biggest, hugest, not discoveries, but inventions in the last, probably in the 21st century, right? Because it basically gave astronomers a whole new means of detection. You know, we had observatories and the like, but now astronomers can do research with gravitational waves.
Yeah, what does LIGO mean? Laser, interferometer, gravity.
You're almost there.
What the hell's O?
Observatory.
Literally the hardest one.
The easiest one, you mean? That was a
sorry, I know I got the hardest ones right.
Yeah.
The easiest ones.
Right, so they made basically a giant interferometer for gravitational waves.
And Kip Thorne was one of the main guys on that.
Nice. Good job,
right.
Kippy.
So next guy, Lee Smullin.
Keep Smullin.
So Lee Smullin, I'm going to throw him on B.
Yeah.
Do you know what he does?
I'm not too familiar with I know his name, but...
So Lee does loop quantum gravity. So Lee's kind of an interesting guy because he's really, like, out there. He kind of tries to always think about things in a new light. Like, he's challenged some of Einstein's relativity stuff. Usually not a good idea, but he tries to basically... He kind of puts himself in this brave, if you will, position because he likes to take these kind of weird interpretations and counterpoints, I guess, to kind of, it seems like he's almost trying to just make sure we didn't forget or leave off anything in terms of physics. So he kind of explores these weird
edge cases,
alternative ways to look at things.
Oh, interesting.
Not necessarily edge cases. Like he'll look at things from a different angle if he can.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is why he came up with loop quantum gravity. It was another answer or counter answer, I guess, to string theory. So another kind of theory of everything with loop quantum gravity, I guess you could say.
What makes quantum gravity a loop?
I'm not sure. Don't ask me anything about the research.
If anybody knows that answer, please comment down below. I would like to know.
And he's also, if you remember, he's also Jacob Barnett's advisor.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, remember?
Oh, dude, no, I don't remember. Wow.
Yep, that's the guy.
Crazy.
Jacob Barnett is the
he's actually an
kid with autism who
did
did the physics when he was a little kid.
Yeah, and he got memed into obscurity, but now he's no longer obscure. He's working with Lee Smullin.
Yeah.
And actually, a
boy's
physicist.
moving up.
Yeah.
And he legitimately knows physics now.
Yeah, he does. He even did when he was a kid. He just didn't know it to the level that people were claiming.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. People were.
But he was definitely a bright kid.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, next up.
Leonard Tuskin. You know, I want to put him in the A tier, but only because he's a great. I think he's one of the great lecturers that we have had.
Yeah.
Since Richard Feynman, I think.
Yeah, he's the Feynman era day guy. Works with holographic principle stuff. Theoretical physicist, been in the game forever. You know, battle with the best. Challenged Stephen Hawking. Just cool guy all around.
I think Suskin's just, he's like one of these like legendary like staples of the physics community.
Yeah. It's crazy because whenever you hear him talk about physics, it's like him trying to he answers with the inconvenience and frustration that somebody asks, like, how does a toilet work?
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, this again.
But I mean, he's great. He's a cool guy. And
but I'm saying that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Like, it's like he knows this shit so well that it's like so simple to him. Like,
right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a plunging mechanism, and it does this and that, and he knows the ins and outs of every little thing.
Right. You can really see kind of like the Feynman era in him.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Feynman's that kind of guy as well, and they
Yeah.
both have kind of that kind of similar disposition in some
Yeah.
sense, where it's just like,
Keep it real simple, you know.
Yeah.
Don't overcomplicate it. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's wonderful seeing guys like that. So
Right.
because we don't have enough of those guys.
right.
Yeah, so
All right,
I
next
think he
up,
belongs in the A tier.
we got Max Tegmark.
Max Tegmark.
I'm
He's
throwing him
another
in B.
quantum information guy.
Right. I don't actually know all the stuff he does. I know
He's an interesting guy because he takes like interesting routes as well because he's got into the whole consciousness thing.
He's got some interesting takes on things. He's fundamentally, I think he does quantum mechanics research. So, but he's in the realm of quantum information recently.
Okay.
And yeah, he tries to take some interesting positions.
So he's a Swedish-American physicist, cosmologist, and machine learning researcher. He's a professor at Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the president of the Future Life Institute. He's also a scientific director at the Foundation's Questions Institute. A supporter of the effective autism movement, has received research grants from Elon Musk, blah, blah, blah.
Effective autism?
I don't know. Sounds like a superpower physics land.
Anyway, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's his resume. So he doesn't really have any huge things right now. I don't know what his
No, I
real
think
big
his-
claim to fame is.
I think he was a man. I could have sworn I read something somewhere that he was.
I'll let you peruse the wiki because
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
see anything on the front really.
Because I remember reading something about how he's a. Here we go. Wow, it doesn't really. Wow, it
Yeah,
really
that's what I'm
doesn't go
saying.
into detail.
I don't know if he really has.
Anything
They didn't really put anything on his wiki. So either somebody fucked him over, or
or he just doesn't have any
Wow.
huge claims to fame yet.
I thought he. Yeah, I thought he worked on quantum stuff. I don't know why his.
maybe he does. He's kind of scattered
maybe-
though. He's all over.
Yeah,
a little
his
bit.
his wiki's really stripped down.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I mean, he's got influence. We all know his name. You know, I see him
Yeah.
all the time here and there in media. So
I mean, he's done a couple guest lectures for University of Waterloo that are really interesting. Deals with like foundations of quantum stuff. And
Right.
He knows the stuff, quantum information stuff,
Right.
which is like, huh? You're a cosmologist though. I'm kind of surprised.
Right.
Yeah. But
All right, so what do you think, B tier?
B tier's fair. Yeah.
All right, Michio Kaku.
Michio.
Michio.
Where's he gonna go?
Where's he
Find out.
gonna go?
Bam. I'm gonna throw him in C.
Yeah, I'm gonna. We see a pattern here.
Yeah, we're throwing all the popularizers in C tier. Wow, we're kind of like traitors to our own kind.
It's kind of hard, but the thing that gets us a lesson in life, you can't really do everything. You gotta use your energy for everything. So, Michio, I mean, he's legit. I've been doing some research on Michio lately, and I was looking through his publications and stuff. And I mean, he's got some good citations on some of his papers, but of course, it kind of stops after a while because he goes full on just popularizer mode.
Mhm.
But yeah, Michio's a string theorist. You know him, love him from all the Discovery Channel stuff he's done. He's basically a full-time futurist now.
Yeah.
Writes books all the time. New York Times bestseller all day.
He realized where he really makes the money.
Right. Right. It ain't doing equations in a lab.
Yeah, I think you'll come to see that the actually, if you plot this on a monetary scale,
He's S tier on that front.
there's an inverse relationship between the S tier and lower scales,
Right.
between money and popularity.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're
the average
retired.
is the average is dragged down because one Russian mathematician decided not to take any of the money.
Oh, right. I see what you mean.
Anyway,
Next up, my dad. Next up, we have. Let's see.
Oh
Let's
man,
see.
the
Neil.
problem with this gentleman here.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
want to do it,
Terrence
but
is demoting
I
him.
had to throw him in D.
Wow.
It's kind of brutal, but
How could you, Terrence? Now this tier has become racist.
now the tier list is racist. Well, I'll explain myself. So I threw Neil in the D because his research. If you look, I looked up Neil's research,
Yeah,
and
that's exactly what I was
it's
gonna say.
really sparse. Like he doesn't really have. He has almost no publications really.
And unfortunately the only publications I think he has are with I think the Smithsonian or something. It's like a museum
not sure.
museum work. It's where like it's not really I don't think it's really peer reviewed. It's like kind of
Yeah, I'm
article-based.
sure it's not. I don't know. But it's really, really sparse. I mean, he's got a couple papers, first author, but they're okay.
Not sure how great they are. I'm not an astronomer, so I don't really know.
Citations are kind of minimal, but
Yeah, I'm sorry, Neil. It's just
but the science popularity influence of Neil, I mean, he was gigantic at one point. If you
This is
remember,
what I'm saying.
Like,
that
people were paying him $50K just to come out and give lecture.
or give a a speech or something.
this goes to say, I mean, look what I was saying earlier. It's inversely proportional.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
Neil was making some bank, and I mean, he's still
Yeah.
kind of in that.
Oh, 100%.
He's got to be one of the top
He's
scientists
making the
followed
most
on
out
Twitter.
of this list. He literally is making the most money.
Yeah, I think he probably is.
I think he's making more than Brian Cox, Brian Greene, and Amichio.
And the thing is, he's the most galaxy-brained individual of all.
Right, 'cause he's making money.
He's making the most money with the least amount of effort.
Right. Right. So Neil, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Neil's winning on the money front.
So respect.
So turn this list upside down, and it's who has the most money.
So the next guy, who's the next guy?
Next guy, we have Neema Harkani Ahmed.
Yeah,
I'm going to
explain.
throw him up on A immediately.
Wow. Okay.
I don't really know anything about him,
He just gives me that vibe. That he's an
but
A
I
guy.
do know he's got a rep in the theoretical world.
Gotcha.
So let's look him up. So I think he's a.
I want to say he's a big
I want to know whose
name,
barber is.
potentially. You want that cut one?
The
Anton Sugar.
the just F me up. The just F me up.
Right. All right, let's see. So it says he's an Iranian-Canadian theoretical physicist with high interest in high-energy physics, quantum field theory, string theory, cosmology, and collider physics. Harkani Ahmed is a member of the permanent faculty at the Institute of Advanced Studies,
Okay.
Princeton, New Jersey. He's also director of the Carl P. Feinberg Cross-Disciplinary Program in Innovation and director of the Center for Future High-Energy Physics in Beijing, China.
So anybody who works for the Institute of Advanced Studies is already pretty huge.
Right.
I mean, that institution alone, just some of the people that have walked through those doors are like the goats.
Right.
Einstein.
This man's working at like 3 institutions.
Yeah.
It doesn't say what he's done, so I don't
Yeah, what
really
he's
know
known
what
for?
the fuck. Oh, I do know one thing he's done.
Mm-hmm.
So he did the amplituhedron. So the amplituhedron has to do with the what numbers does it have to do with? I wanted to say fractional quantum Hall effect,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I might be wrong. I think it has something to do with. I think I'm wrong. I think it has something to do with string theory.
How do you spell that?
I can't remember.
Amplituhedron?
Yeah, amplituhedron. So AMPLITU and then HEDRON.
It's excuse me. It's a geometric structure introduced in 2013 by Neema Harkani Ahmed and Jaroslav Turnka. It enables simplified calculation of particle interactions in some quantum field theories in planar n equals 4 supersymmetric Yang-Mills theory, also equivalent to perturbative topological B model string theory in twistor space.
Yeah, so some complicated ass thing where it's like it takes a genius to fucking even figure out, and it's some weird pattern that creates this shape, this geometrical shape.
Yeah, it says it challenges a notion that space-time locality and unitarity are necessary components of a model of particle interactions. Huh. It's very interesting.
Yeah, some clever theoretical model. That's all we can really say.
That's yeah.
So what do you think though off that information, Juan? What tier do you think? I'm leaving him an A.
I mean, the thing that's interesting is that when it says that it challenges the notion that space-time locality and unitarity are necessary components, because unitarity is like huge.
Right.
If that's challenging that concept, it's like, could be very, very interesting. I mean, the thing with him, I think he belong. I would put him in the B tier, but the fact that he works at the Institute of Advanced Studies means that there's enough intellectuals in the field of physics that think he's worthy of being at that institution. So I trust their judgment.
Okay.
This man is doing A-level work.
This is an appeal to authority right now.
Well, yes, but it seems to me that he is he's doing A-level work, you know?
Yeah. That's kind of where I was at as well.
You know what I mean?
I know the amplituhedron, but I don't really understand the full weight of it. I try to watch lectures on it. I don't understand shit. So
yeah.
I'm like, I guess he's smart.
Yeah, I mean I'm saying he's a grade above the B people here because he's a working physicist who was working at a really prestigious institution, and it has promising and interesting creative ideas that could change. Yeah, that could change, shake things up. You know.
Right. Okay. So A tier.
Yeah.
Peter Shor.
Shor's algorithm.
I'm gonna put him at A.
Explain.
Shor's algorithm. I mean, it could be one of the greatest discoveries if they could figure out how to actually make it work on a quantum computer. It's the prime factorization algorithm, basically cracking all RSA encryption and pretty much every encryption scheme we have to this day. At least the ones that are in use in modern day. Yeah, I mean, huge deal in terms of quantum world.
Yeah, crazy.
So I'd say A at least for making that. It's a big deal if it actually can work.
Damn.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. No disputes?
No disputes at all. I agree with you 100%.
All right. Next up,
Sir
Penrose.
Roger Penrose.
This is a tough one.
I mean, this is a tough one.
This is a tough one.
I'm going to put him in A.
I'm going to put him as A as well. I meant to even release it today because Roger Penrose, huge heavyweight. Road to Reality. Me and Juan both own the book.
It's a Bible.
I couldn't read it at all when I first bought it, and I still can barely read it.
It's just written in a way that's...
Yeah. It's just tough. But, I mean, he's a guy that's like one of these last polymaths who just has such a creative mind, hugely interesting guy, unusual thinker, you know, in physics. That's saying a lot in physics.
Yeah.
Creative thinker.
100%.
Won the Nobel Prize for his black hole stuff. Yeah, I mean, just a heavyweight, massive heavyweight in physics.
He's still coming up with new and interesting ideas. I think.
Twister theory is his claim to fame, I think, as well as his black hole.
Yeah, and he's got he's kind of got like the last talk I went to of his, he did a talk about how he thinks the universe goes through like cyclical, like births and rebirths. It kind of does this like. The universe itself is a harmonic oscillator.
Okay.
That was essentially the
I had that theory as well. Damn it, Roger.
That was essentially his take. It was just like there's so much harmonic oscillator mode.
Yeah, you just call everything a harmonic oscillator.
Yeah.
You're bound to find success in that. I feel
the
like
meta of it is that the universe is itself a harmonic oscillator.
that makes sense to me.
And he was just like he was tying in some data, and he said that if that's the case, then that means that we would see some residual. He was still trying to find observables to his theory, and he was trying to match up some data with some of what his theory would say we would observe, which would be residual stuff from previous cycles of the universe, which he thinks dark matter is. It's like this old stuff that from previous universes that don't really mix with ours or something. Something
I
crazy.
see.
I don't know if he's refined it. It's been years since I last heard this talk, but anyway.
Okay. So next up on our list, we have Sabine Hossenfelder.
She's a B tier for
I'm going
me.
to throw her at B as well.
Yeah.
Very good science communicator, has great videos.
But also, she's got some street cred
Some great
to back
research
her up.
too.
Yeah.
100%.
So she's a heavyweight, I'd say, in terms of balance.
She's got that popularizer,
muscle.
Muscle coupled with the legit physicist.
background. So
Yeah.
that's a hard balance.
It is a hard.
And she does it pretty well, I'd say. So Sabine is at least a B in my mind. You agree?
100%. Yeah. She's
Next
great.
up,
Solid. All
a
around.
guy who I would say very similar to Sabina,
Yes.
Kind of got that same balance with pedigree as well as popularizer, Sean Carroll. I mean, what more can you say? The man's
And drip.
head drip.
Yeah.
I mean, the man's looking good.
He looks great.
And of course, Juan, he's a baller too. So
He's a baller too. So I mean, you can't.
you can't mean
Allen
he's a
Iverson-
man of all the hats.
Allen Iverson fan. So he's cool in my book.
Right.
Yeah. And then last but not least,
Last but not least, we got
Terrence
Terry
Tao.
Tao. So I'm gonna throw him in the A
A
tier.
tier. Damn. This guy's a funny guy because he's a prodigy,
Yeah.
right?
child prodigy. Used to hang out with Erdos when he was like 6 years old.
Yeah. And Paul Erdos is like already an interesting character on his own.
Oh yeah. The meth head mathematician.
Yeah. The guy who the whole department, I guess, or his friends or whatever, told him maybe you should get off Adderall, and he was just like, okay.
Meth.
No, he was on Adderall.
I thought
Okay,
it was
legal
methamphetamine.
meth, I guess, whatever.
I thought it was actually methamphetamine.
No, it was Adderall. Yeah,
You
it was
sure?
prescription Adderall. But the thing is,
Okay.
he wasn't. I don't think he was officially prescribed it. Let me just say that.
Okay, let me see. Let me see.
Anyway, maybe let's not inject. I'm not going to inject fake news in the thing. Was it?
He took methylphenidate,
I don't know if it was prescription.
amphetamine, and
He took amphetamine.
Yeah, I don't know if it was prescription or not. But the thing
Okay,
is,
Ritalin.
okay, it was Ritalin. Essentially, what happened was what I heard was
amphetamine and Ritalin.
essentially what I heard was that he somebody, his friend or a colleague or something, said, I bet you can't do math
Yeah.
without it for
Yeah.
like a month or some
Right.
amount of time.
Yeah.
And then he said, I can do it. And he
Mhm.
did it, but he's like, you just set back
Math a whole month. Yeah. Yeah. Eros. The people have like
The 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon thing with Erdos as
Mhm.
well. You know, it's like every mathematician is like at least 6 degrees from Erdos because he worked with so many people.
yeah.
But anyway,
That's
we're
what
talking
the-
about Terry
that's-
Tao here.
That's the Ritalin. That's what the Ritalin is.
Right. But yeah, Terry Tao, he's a guy who's also very prolific. He's made some interesting discoveries. He's got this cool ass blog online as well.
Yeah. He honestly,
He's kind of a one you need to always have your eye on because he's always coming out with interesting shit.
yeah,
So-
he's such a cool guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it sucks because I'm like, man, damn, I wish I had the level of mentorship he had as a kid. You know what
Right,
I mean?
because he's so young
Yeah.
and like in his career, and he's just got so much more potential he can have
Oh,
too.
100%. Like, and
Yeah.
he's so well, how would I say this?
Rounded?
Well adjusted
Yeah, yeah.
for a guy who's like that talented
Right.
and genius.
Right.
Yeah.
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 So I think that completes the tier list, Juan. What do you
That's
think?
A tier. I think he is A tier. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
his contributions are pretty big. No.
Yeah. I'm
He's
not
known-
sure exactly.
What is his main thing that he's known for? Is what is that called? Teriology. Not to be confused with the other Terrence. By the
Terrence Howard.
way. Yeah.
Okay, War Machine.
No, what he's known for is the Greene Tau theorem, Erdos discrepancy problem, compressed sensing Tau's inequality. He's got a bunch of stuff. He's won the Fields Medal. Damn, 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Salem Prize, a bunch of prizes. He's won a bunch of prizes essentially for just being a G.
Right.
So
Yeah, his blog for me is really a golden
Yeah.
piece of the puzzle because he always has really like profound stuff on his blog and things that are like simple too on there, and it's like
yeah, he's been widely regarded as one of the greatest living mathematicians.
Yep.
Yep. Insane.
So, what do you think of the list, Juan? Legit?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty solid. I think I agree with everything, but no, I think I agree with everything.
Yeah.
Maybe and it sucks because your boy in the D.
I know
level,
Neil all by his lonesome. The one black physicist.
black
I know it
physicist.
pains me to see it too.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty good.
He's also the most richest, so
That's true.
really, who lost in
So-
the end?
Exactly. Well, you motherfuckers are studying string theory. Neil's studying blank theory.
Dude, hell yeah. So respect to him. I think you had another list here or something.
Yeah, let's save that one for me real quick though, so we
Mhm.
can download that image for me.
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna just label it
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Download image. Okay. All right. Well, the next one was
We can have this as bonus content or something like at the end.
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one is Whack Pack.
Yeah, so I did this one as an aside in case we had extra time.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have extra time, but we could maybe insert this, I don't know, somewhere. Maybe we can even add this.
No,
in. I
this
don't
this
know.
could be easily. We have
Yeah. So I wanted to
Bob Lazar,
include a few of our favorite characters.
very recurring guest.
Yeah. And make our own tier list for these guys.
We have Bob Lazar. We have the man with the highest IQ,
Right. Chris Langan.
Chris Langan. What else is he? He's Terence is funny. Who's the next guy?
Deepak Chopra.
Deepak Chopra, and then we have the Planck guy,
We have Nassim Haramein.
Nassim Haramein, and then we got
Our boy, Salvatore Pais.
it could be legit, and then we
Yeah.
got
And then we got last but not least, Terrence Howard.
of Teriology fame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, Juan, you notice my letters?
Terence has the audio listeners. He has a C, E,
C, D, E, and F.
tier. There's no.
Yeah, you can't get above a C on this list.
Okay. Well, for the C tier,
Who would you say? So Bob Lazar coming up.
I mean, Bob Lazar is already C tier just because he at least has a bachelor's degree.
Okay, you're right. I'd say I'll give you that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Bob actually has a physics bachelor's degree
He
from
does.
Pierce Junior College, although he claims MIT and what is it? What's the other one?
Yeah.
Stanford or something?
Something. I don't know.
But yeah, Bob Lazar, we all know him and love him. He's the alien UFO whistleblower, S1, developing
Yeah.
alien technology at S1, he claims.
And
Worked at Los Alamos for a stint.
allegedly.
Allegedly, his name was in the book, so I believe him. But yeah, Bob thinks he claims to be building alien aircrafts in Area
Yeah.
51.
Also, migraine enthusiast.
And best friends with Jeremy Corbell.
Yeah.
So C tier, you think?
C tier.
Bob's got a degree. I'll give you
At
that.
least he has a degree.
Next up, we got Chris Langan.
Chris
So
Langan.
Chris Langan. Ooh, that's
this
a
guy,
tough
the
one.
bouncer guy. I'm gonna give him an E
And E. That's kind of what I'm thinking as well. An
because
E.
he at least
He's a legit IQ. I mean, he's the smartest man on earth.
according to IQ metric.
I mean, he uses just his mind to figure out problems. I mean, This is some Professor X shit, man. I mean,
this is IQ tests. This is the pinnacle of IQ testing. So he can at least be in the E tier.
mm-hmm. Yeah, Chris Langan, and let's just talk about it a little bit. So he made his famous CTMU, Cosmic Theoretic Model of the Universe, which he basically just thinks up a disproof against the Big Bang. No math or anything. He just uses pure philosophy to come up with a proof against the Big Bang.
He's not using any analytical methods. He's
right.
just using pure human language.
Right.
Which is already messy.
He's peering into the eye of the universe and just pulling out, Yeah. He's pulling out the greatest mysteries of life just with pure thought.
Exactly.
I mean, the man's, what can you say? What more can you say?
What more can you say?
So next up, we got Deepak Chopra. He makes his own devices. Wisdom of Chopra is one of my favorite things. You can go online and get a randomly generated quote from Chopra, founder of quantum consciousness. The man's a complete entrepreneur. He actually has a real MD.
Oh, does
believe
he?
it or not, he's actually a doctor. So he
Wow.
chose this life.
This is giving me Bill O'Reilly vibes.
Yeah, he's very aware. He's very self-aware, I would say.
Okay, so I was gonna put him in the F tier just because he annoys the freak out of me.
I think I'm gonna throw him in the F as well.
But the fact that I think he's got some
credentials
and possible grift going on,
mm-hmm.
I think he belongs in the C tier.
So I would counter you on that because I think the fact that he does have the credentials makes him even worse. So I would put him in the F just for that because he chooses to be
credentials plus grift. I mean that's what Bob does.
I guess
kind of why I was like,
but I guess. But the thing is, Deepak Chopra could literally be saving people's lives. Like,
oh, I see what you mean. There's more danger and harm.
Yeah, he's like going out of his way.
His thoughts are harmful. Is what you're saying.
Bob's almost feels like he could have just done this as a bet, and it's just a bet that just went too far. You know what I mean? And he's just too afraid to give it up now.
Right. So
Deepak is like actively coming with new ideas. He's coming out with products. He's spreading the word. He's going to lectures. He's
Deepak's saying
he's fully invested.
You can heal yourself if you just think about it.
Right. And he can put his MD behind that credential and say, I'm a doctor. Buy this snake oil and it will actually cure you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. He's a dangerous man.
Yes. Yeah, so do I convince you anymore?
I'm convinced. He's
so
a dangerous man. He must be stopped.
Yes. So F tier Deepak.
Yeah.
Next up, our boy. Love him. Tiny little plunks. Nassim Haramein. So Nassim Haramein.
He also has credentials, doesn't he?
I don't know if he does. He is listed as an actor on Wikipedia on Google.
Well, I'll give him a D. I think, I'll give him a D only because he's smart enough. He's got the grift component.
Yeah.
And then he's also got the fact that he's angled himself. He's swindled enough people to give him a TED Talk.
Right. Well, I'll give Nassim a D as well.
Yeah.
I give him higher than Chris Langan at least because I feel like he, in his mind, thinks he's kind of doing good. Mm-hmm. He seems like one of these like naive kind of guys who just is kind of trying to do something because he knows how hard school is. So he's like, I liked algebra, so I'm just going to ride this out and learn nothing else. And he's also got a hot wife. Her name is Astra Burlita on Instagram. She's very hot.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, Nassim's pulling some good women here. That's got to count for something.
So you respect that?
Yeah, it's at least a D. That long hair. He's got that Tommy Wiseau thing going on.
He really does. He does.
So yeah, Nassim's actually opened up schools. He's got good production value for his videos. Okay. I'm like, all right, I'll give him a D.
So you're saying his golden retriever like energy approach,
yes,
where he believes the message,
right,
is convincing you. Where he's like, okay, he's a grifter, but he's
in his own dimension. He's really a physicist.
He's a chaotic good,
right?
Okay.
Right. So he believes himself. He believes himself that he's actually kind of doing something.
I see. Okay. I'm.
So I give him a D.
I can be convinced.
Okay.
Okay.
So you agree with the D.
Yeah.
Next up, the man, the legend,
Salvatore Pais.
creator of basically every important invention in the
mean-
last the last decade.
I mean, C tier.
C tier, Salvatore Pais.
I mean, he's got a
invented
PhD.
Invented fusion, invented the first room temperature superconductor, invented inertial mass reduction, and the inventor of, what was the last one?
I mean, the portable fusion reactor.
I said
was-
fusion,
Yeah. Those are all
fusion
three. It's all
inertial
three.
mass superconductor. There's one more.
No, I thought that was it. Maybe there is
I
one.
feel
more,
like there's
but not
one
that I
more.
remember.
Damn it, I'm forgetting it now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He created.
that's pretty much enough anyway.
He created a recipe for hot pockets that doesn't burn the roof of your mouth.
If he did that, then I think he'd just be God at that point.
Justino, he said, "Don't burn the roof of your mouth."
So Salvatore Pais, I gave him a C because he also has an actual PhD.
Yeah, he does.
At one point in his life, he did legitimate physics.
Yes.
Works for the Navy still currently. So he's actually able to do real things.
Yeah.
Although his claims may be exaggerated a little bit.
Yeah.
At least he's got real credentials. He's got more credentials than I do.
Yeah.
So,
both of us.
yeah. So,
So yeah, for sure.
Something
I
there.
think he belongs in the C tier. Yeah. At the very
Okay.
least, yeah.
and last but not least, our boy. You know you love him.
Terrence.
Iron or War Machine.
Famous for, basically he's one of these math is racist kind of guys.
Right.
So I'm gonna make my own version,
Yeah.
which you're 100% allowed to. I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys know that.
Yeah. He just you basically just got to set your own rules, but Terrence Howard made his own version of math called Teriology, where 1 + 1 is, or what is it? 1? Yeah, I think 1 × 1 is no longer equal 1. It's equal to 2. Why that is, we don't know. No one does, but that's what his math is.
Yes.
So in Teriology,
Yeah.
that's just what it is. You don't need really an explanation. Just, accept it. This is his axioms.
I think he disagrees with the notion that the repetition of a set of 1 isn't 1 but 2.
Oh, okay. We need
So when
maybe a
you
formal proof of this. I need to see it.
I think that's
more.
the thing. Like,
Yeah,
I
think he's too high. I think he's too many steps ahead of me.
Maybe he's 2 steps ahead of all of us, man.
Right.
I think he disagrees with that observation in math where a set of 1
Yes.
isn't 1 but 2.
Right.
Interesting.
And not only does he disagree with it, or not only is this isn't just an offshoot system. He literally thinks that the 1 × 1 = 1 system is flawed and it should be done away with. It's a useless system. His system is superior, and this should be the standard. So it's not just a fun little thought experiment or a new kind of math or anything. It's just, well, it is a new kind of math, but this is the one that he thinks should replace our reality. So, I mean, he's a revolutionary.
Respect for the level of his delusion.
So I'm going
but
to
he
give
does-
him an F tier for his fantastic ability.
Another person that I think is doing harm he's at least, I think he's doing harm but unintentionally.
I wouldn't say unintentionally. He lies about his credentials pretty
does?
often. Yeah.
Okay, well then, damn, you're getting into nefarious,
Yeah.
chaotic, evil type
Yeah.
shit.
Right.
If we're looking at the morality
He
chart,
likes to claim he's a physicist with no degree.
does?
He
Oh,
seems to claim he's a
wow.
chemist with no degree. He claims a lot of things.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
chaotic.
And I think he was on Empire, too. So I'm like, Jesse Smollett, Terrence Howard, I think they take a page out of the same book. Birds of the feather, as they say.
Fabricating stories,
Right.
fabricating things.
Hmm.
Okay, interesting.
So
Interesting.
maybe Jesse and Terrence, they
they hang out.
yeah,
hang out together.
he taught him he taught him
He
some
taught him what
things.
he knows.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
He said, I had the whole world fooled with I had convinced the whole world of teriology.
Yeah.
You can surely convince people of these race attacks.
Yeah. Well, what's his name? Maybe he convinced him that there was 2 guys, and when there was only just one.
He used teriology to double. Now we're just going off.
I was attacked by 2 men. What?
That's his core defense.
Yeah. But the cameras only show 1 guy. No. But see, there was one set of 1 guy. So that was 2 guys in teriology.
Yeah, they got to accept his axioms, right? Anyway, we're just getting dumb now.
I think I agree with all that.
Yeah, so that's a good list. Let's save that one too.
Yeah, let's save that one too. But anyway, folks, look, your boy is.
You got to put a title.
Oh, you do. No, you don't. Oh, wait, you do. Label it that. But
These names, I think you just call it the same.
Why would it do that?
Well, it'll just put a 1. Yeah,
I don't know why it would do that, but anyway.
That's
please drop your own tier list, or maybe what you think funny tier list would be.
Right? Do we have
good picks, bad picks? Yeah.
Accurate?
What would you say?
put your list below?
Accurate?
Yeah. And
Let us know.
yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys check out Eigenbros.com, Eigenbros on Instagram, Eigenbros on Twitter, Eigenbros2 on TikTok, and then Patreon.com/Eigenbros. Thank you guys once again to the patrons, who support our podcast. We do 30-minute audio podcasts every week. So if you're interested, check that out. And yeah,
It's been a long episode, so
Yeah.
and Juan's getting sleepy-eyed. I can see you're
I am.
drifting away.
I am. But tomorrow I will quit my job. So we will have more
Not
time.
because we have enough money, but
No.
Juan still has to find another job.
But because this job is making it impossible to do
Yeah.
anything else.
So hopefully, if Juan quits his job, we might have better scheduled podcasts. We'll see.
We will, for sure. For sure.
For at least a little bit.
For at least for some time, but definitely better timing for this. And yes, shout out. Do we say thank you to our patrons?
yeah.
Okay. Thank you again, patrons. Either way.
Time for bed.
Time for bed. Anyway,
All right.
folks, we'll catch you later.
Later.
Peace.